doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L Podcast.
Let's start off with talking about this painting, man. Who painted this?
Me. I painted that.
It's a woman's legs and a basketball between them.
It's it's like they on a date, I guess. It was a painting with a twist thing at a birthday.
So this is the girl, this is the ball, and that's the guy.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. But what woman hoops and heels, man?
You know, I don't say what's that shit called? Love and Basketball.
Oh yeah.
I was playing her for her heart. That's kind of how I went with it. Or we was playing for the rights to my company.
Brilliant. Introduce yourself to everybody real quick, man.
Do I look at them? Do I look at you?
Oh, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. All three cameras, me.
I figure anybody who watches this, it's only two types of people. They either know me or they don't. So to the people who know me, what up, though? How y'all doing? Glad to be here. To the people who don't know me, what up, though? How y'all doing? Glad to be here. My name's Taki, TV, and I represent Vendor Qonnect. You dig? Little company in Detroit that I hope anybody out there with a business who owns a business likes to do pop-up shops and wants to do bigger events. I'm here to meet y'all and hopefully see y'all in the future.
We were talking about the Creator Con. What part did you play in that?
None. I didn't. Yeah, no. I just I work in like that environment.
Yeah.
So I went to the one last year. Actually, my brother over there, $1 Trillion, he invited me out. And it was dope, and I met a lot of the dope people there. So shout out to them, shout out to Stewie, and all those whoever is behind it. I was just surprised this year, like it took like a super growth turn, and it was like I don't know, it was weird. I didn't go, I couldn't make it, so I don't know if it was weird, but it seemed weird. And I was like, why? Like it's a lot of real estate.
I gotta just say, man, looking at you, it looked like you came from the '70s, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you keeping it tied together. Where's this look coming from? How'd this
What
design
would I
come
call
together?
this aesthetic? I would call this aesthetic, don't fuck it up. You know, real simple principles. You know, I like colors. A couple of my favorite colors in here. One of my vendors had made me this bomber jacket, Infinity Customs. Where's that? There you go, Infinity. Yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Are we breaking down the marketing game right now? Are we breaking down the event spaces? Are we breaking down, like you said, vendors just a second ago? That's a good conversation to have because I don't think anybody on this podcast talks about that. And it's a super, super crucial thing. There's vendors literally everywhere in Detroit.
Literally. It's one of the biggest, most entrepreneurial cities in America, for sure. And it's just a super hot pocket of black entrepreneurs, especially. And so it's kind of cool to be in that space, and I've been able to take some people from like start, like 0 to 1, 1 to 5, 5 to 10 in the last couple years. So I figure it'll be a mix. I don't know, because in Detroit we got all this social stuff going on, and so I didn't know if I should come and talk more about the business itself, or if we should just talk about the business environment. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm like extremely interested in what I look like from the outside looking in. I have no idea.
Yeah, no, I like the conversation about the business networking in Detroit. I think that's a huge thing, especially because the music scene's flourishing, the movie scene's flourishing, so people are more, coming together and whatnot. Let's talk about that. Well, first of all, let's talk about you. You're from Detroit.
From Detroit.
Talk about growing up in Detroit a little bit, man.
Let's see. I was born on my grandma's couch. On Grand River in Wisconsin, on the west side. Grew up just outside of Highland Park on Philadelphia, East Philadelphia, between John R. and Brush. That house neither one of those two houses exist anymore. They've both been bulldozed since then. And then grew up just tucked into the east side on 6 Mile and John R. School on the west side, went to a charter school, African Center School. Shout out to Insuroma Institute. Shout out to Bob Malik, Mama Imani, rest in peace, putting all that together. And then went to Renaissance, went to Michigan, go blue. We whooping Washington ass right now. Right now. National champions right now.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And Detroit's wild. It's interesting. You grow up here, I don't know too much about your
outside. I worked in there from age 12 to like 20. I worked at a liquor store on 7 Mile with McNichols.
No shit.
But that's all I did.
7 Mile and what?
7 Mile West McNichols. I don't know. People say you can't say that. Apparently,
that's wild. That gotta be like,
it was Outer Drive.
Okay.
It was Outer Drive. It was called Brand's Party Store.
West Outer Drive.
Yeah.
Boom.
Brand's Party Shop.
Boom. So that's right before Evergreen.
I'm not sure. There was like a Coney Island like a quarter mile down, and then it went right to the highway.
Yeah. So, right before Southfield. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I worked there for a while, and that was the only experience of Detroit that I really got, was working at the liquor store.
Nah, I've been in Detroit my whole life, except when I moved, school, and I moved a couple of times. I got to live in Houston for a couple of years. Stayed in Miami for a year.
What'd you do growing up? Like, you were just chilling?
Yeah. I don't know what do niggas do growing up. I went to school. It's like, oops, excuse me, my bad, bro. It's like one of my oldest friends. I've known him since I was in 8th grade. So we did shit. We went to school, rode bikes. My mom used to do a lot of after school programs. So she could spend time with her kids and also uplift the community. So we was constantly in after school environments. She was big on exposure. So one of my best memories growing up was we went on a bike trail, was one of the field trips. But I mean, you do all that shit, go to the science center a couple of times a month. We was at Brewster Wheeler Center every week. So we just got to experience a lot of different sides of the city, go out of state a couple of times, and my parents did events. So the Festival of the Arts, African World Festival, Jazz Festival, Electronic Music Festival, Taste Fest.
They started the events?
No, she was in them. So she was stage managing, she was volunteering, she was planning. She's real big in the Detroit event scene.
Cool.
But we watched her go from she was, for the last 10 or so years, 15 almost years, she's the African World Festival director. For the 5 or so years before that, she was a stage manager. For the 5 or so years before that, she was a beverage booth manager. And for the 10 years before that, she was the volunteer coordinator.
Wow.
So really, and before that, she was just a volunteer. So it's real organic growth. And now she's just a demon. She's a demon out here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she started the, not to make the interview about my mama, but I was watching her do all this. So it's kind of like she did the Winter Blast in 2004, Campus Martius, all of that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So now you're doing similar things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about your first time being a part of the Detroit entrepreneur scene and being a part of these events.
Okay. All right. Shit. My first time, so now I'm going to start kind of late. Technically, my first job in events was in 2003. I was 11. Oops, I just exposed my age. Luckily, niggas don't like math. But anyway, so my first job, I was 11, and I had to do all the health department stuff for the beverage booths. This was when she was a booth manager at the World Festival. And she just really, I just remember this moment because we had been playing around the festival for years, so we know the layout. We in Hart Plaza. It's real packed. It's 100,000 people, literally. It's huge. And the health department was on the way, and everybody was panicking and busy. And so she handed me these paper towels, some Lysol wipes, some bleach, and the little tester strips. And was like, I need you to go to every single beverage booth. There's 10 of them across the festival. I need you to go to every single one. I need you to set them up like this. I need you to test them like this. And I need this to happen like this. And if you don't do that, the health department will come and shut down the beverage booths. Wow. And I think the museum made, for that festival, made about $50,000 of their revenue from selling pop and water. So that was my first events job with consequences that I really understood, that I was a part of the success. And it started me out in the background because a lot of people in events and stuff, it's personality. It's money, it's who you know what I'm saying? It's finesse, it's swag. And for me, it was just straight technical, 100% technical.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Very cool.
So fast forward to 2021, I had just finished working at this data company, which was crazy. I would tell anybody, I don't care what you want to do for real, do the boring part. Do the boring part. My job was selling Excel sheets. But yeah, I know, right? We selling Excel sheets, bro. But this company made $15 billion a year selling Excel sheets.
Oh my God.
It's the number 2 data company in the world. Yeah.
And it just has documents on it, like just text and just stuff and shit. And
We knew that COVID was shutting down the world 2 months before it happened.
wow.
We was watching it happen on a fucking Excel sheets.
Wow.
So we go from that, and you would think you would get a more profound lesson out of that, but I literally just learned, like, wait a minute, you can make $1 billion selling Excel sheets, nigga, numbers and names and addresses. And so when I left there, I kind of just left with the mentality, like, because I've done events before. This is like my 3rd company that I started, and it was always about having the biggest product. Right, you always try to figure out like what sweet ass product. If I'm doing videos, I wanted to have the sweetest effects, the most expensive camera. You know, you doing a podcast, I want to have the most famous person on that bitch. And I'm looking at somebody make billions, and it's a 100-year-old company off of Excel sheets. And I'm like, maybe we not thinking about this shit right. So after I ended up getting fired from there. I did. I ain't gonna lie. I was about to say after I left, dog, but no, I got fucking fired, man.
What'd you do, man?
No, man, my boss was a bitch ass nigga. Dog, no, man, I told him to his face too. I told him to his face, like, this ain't no news, man. You a bitch ass nigga still. And I watched him like plot firing me for 6 months, and I kept him off for 4 months, right? Like, if that shit started in, like, like September, I kept that shit good till January. January, I get on this performance improvement plan. It's 2 months. And it's 3 months long. So it's January, February, March. And at the end of the performance, at the end of the fucking PIP, nigga, at the end of the PIP, he like, all right, well, look, your performance has gone up. You ain't missed no meetings. You ain't did no bullshit. But ultimately, it's up to us whether or not we want to keep you, and we decided we're going to let you go.
Damn.
I was like, all right, nigga, like, all right. So after that, I had just kind of realized, like, because I kept doing this thing. Like, I was worked at major companies, and then, you know, I would either leave. The first one I left. First one I left because I just felt entrepreneurial. I always knew I wanted to work as an entrepreneur. And so eventually I was just like, if I stay here any longer, I was dating a baddie down in Houston. I was like, if I stay here any longer, I'm gonna put a kid in her. I'm gonna buy a house. Like, it's never happening. I gotta go. Moved back up here, started a company, did that for a while. Okay. Blew my fucking brain to shit. Okay, got a job, took some rest, okay, did it again, came back, took my old company, revamped it. My first company, I was helping people start companies. So I like filed, I think, 10 of my friends' businesses, helped them get on their feet. Okay. Was doing consultations like what you should sell, your strategy. Like I was giving $1 billion information because I just left another Fortune 500 company. And I'm like, I'm making millionaires more millions. Like, what if I made somebody their first million? That would be way doper, especially if it was my niggas. So did that. Okay, hit or miss, worked out, had some wins, left, came back. Graphic design was my second company. So I'm graphic designing. We getting people's logos together, helping them with their branding, picking their brand colors, blah, blah, blah. I got some parks and some activations where my art is still in the city, like posted. That shit was cool, I ain't gonna lie. Ran out of steam with that. Ended up working becoming a bartender. No, that's when I moved to Miami. Moved to Miami for a year. Yeah. Was working at the Shinola store down there. So then I just got to watch tourism and meeting people from all different countries and tastes and learning patience and learning how to be a fucking employee and a good employee. Shout out to Amelia, one of the top 3 managers. And then I ended up getting an internship with one of my frat brothers, which is why, let me put this up. Shout out to the Q's and fuck Druski. Both of those. Shout out to the Q's. Shout out to everybody who knows and respects the Q's and fuck Druski.
You about the comedian Druski?
Yeah, he did some bullshit this week and fucked up.
What did Druski do to you, man?
He threw up our signs, man. He perpetrating the frat and he think that shit funny, and it's really not cool. And we can damn near come back to that for real, because I'm very passionate about that shit. and people don't understand why people be passionate about this shit. But fuck Druski.
Okay.
But anyway, so went to Miami, and a few of my frat brothers introduced me to my guy Castro, who had a company that did shit like this, like putting logos on things, and he just taught me a lot about entrepreneurship, taught me a lot about work ethic, taught me a lot about seeing through my bullshit, because it was like I was getting away with a lot of shit on the fundamental side, because I was so good on certain things. I was so good at talking to people and making deals, and I was so organized, and my math is incredible, and but simple shit like being consistent and showing up on time and holding myself accountable, it was less. So he got me to a point where it was like, you can be great at all that shit. Nobody gives a fuck if you can't do this shit.
Yeah.
So then I moved back here, did that bartending, met the data company people, did that for a year. And after that shit happened, and I realized it was like, I need to learn how to work for myself. I need to learn how to own a company, manage a company, grow a company, work my nuts off, and establish it, because obviously working for other people is not going to work out for me.
Right.
And one of my mentors in this city, I can't remember if he told me to say his name or not on this podcast. So his name is Danny. He a 6'7" Q dog. He been throwing parties and events and going crazy for like damn near 10, 15 years, and he deserved all his flowers. But I called him the day I got fired. It was like March 11th, March 13th. It was right around 313 day. And I just told him, I said, look, dog, I'm in a space where I'm in a perfect gap. And if I take another job, then I'm gonna go through this shit again. But I can rock with you. So what I want to do is I want to just work for you for the next 2 months. And he's like, what you want to do? I said, I don't care. I'll go fetch your coffee. If you got a piece of paper to hold, if you in a meeting and you got a piece of paper to hold, I'll hold the fucking paper and free your hands up to do whatever your hands would be doing if they wasn't holding a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just guarantee that if I spend enough time with you, one, I can help you out for sure. I went to University of Michigan. I'm smart enough to hold paper very well. And you know what I'm saying? Like I'm at least gonna be the best paper holder you ever had for the next 2 months. And then after that, I just feel like whatever I'm supposed to do is gonna blossom out of that.
Right.
First meeting, we go to this spot in Southwest Detroit because they doing like a venue. They checking a venue, and it's this parking lot outside, and it's this abandoned-ish building with these nice cars parked outside of it. And they like, yeah, we got this event, and it's this guy. It's 2 cars pull up. One of them is a Beamer, and I don't know if nobody would know Slate by his car, so I'm gonna say East Slate. And then the second one was a Lincoln, and it was someone I would later find out was Curtis Lamar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I don't know who neither one of these niggas is, but I'm like, if they with Danny, then they must be top notch. So I ain't gonna say no bullshit. I'm sitting here listening to Curtis talk. I'm listening to Curtis talk, and you know how, I don't know if you ever talked to Curtis like
He's been on the podcast.
You feel me? So, right. So like, I'm listening to him talk, and I be wanting to jump in like, oh, I've been doing events for this long. Like, oh, we should do this. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Just listen. Like, you here to listen. You hear the whole paper. And so we end up scoping the scene. Danny tells me, all right, these are the guys I'm doing these events with. And, this is one of my mentees, what we need help with. And he was like, yo, we need somebody in these DMs. So I end up going from that. So I'm holding paper for free. All right. Then they like, all right, we can give you 10 hours a week. We can pay you 10 hours a week, 15 an hour. All right, bet. Like, better than nothing. I can still collect unemployment. You know what I'm saying? But, so cool. Like, I'm going to do that. And they like, we got all these people in the DMs and people making all these comments, all this spam. Like, if you could just go in and clear out the spam. Like, anybody who just pretend like they trying to sell tickets, that's spam. Delete that shit. All right, bet. So I'm going through it daily. I did more than 10 hours because, fuck it, I'm doing this shit for free anyway. Like, fuck it, we grooving. Do that, and then that turns into, hey, can you reply to the comments? You know, so people in there like, hey, when is the event? Can you just reply to her? Somebody's like, oh, I can't wait for this event. Gas them up. Okay, somebody like, where do I get tickets? Drop them the link. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go in, like every do all this shit. Just the fundamentals, like, okay, bet, no problem. So I'm in there doing that. All right, bet. Like, they see in some of the comments. I never been complimented on my social media activity. You know what I'm saying? But like, I get pretty, like, good likes and shit on my comments. You know, if you got, like, a reel, I got a comment right now where, like, got, like, 6,000 likes. I'm trying to figure out how to turn that into followers. Yeah. Please help. like, whatever you got for me, nigga, please help. But so they like, oh, shit, that's funny. Okay, well, shoot. Now it's some artists. They booking artists to perform. There's a bunch of people in the DMs. If you can lock them in, then I'll pay you for every person who you can lock in. All right, bet. We doing that. So I'm like, I done artist management. Not artist management, but I've managed artists at these various events. My mom been a stage manager for 20 years. Right. So I'm not no geeky ass nigga. I mean, I'm a geek. I'm not gonna lie to nobody in this shit. But I'm not no, geeky ass nigga when it come to professional shit. And so it's like I can, yes sir. Hey, here's the document. Here's the whatever. Here's the form. This is how you do this. And at the time I'm damn near 30. So I'm one of the only niggas in the group who's had 2 or 3 corporate jobs and really spoke to CEOs. So it's like, no, I'm really handling. So boom, okay, now we making a couple dollars doing that. And then finally, you know what I'm saying, wondering where all this is going, right? Finally, it becomes, hey, it's a bunch of vendors too. You're doing good with the artists. And this all happens over the course of weeks and months, for the record. Right. But you're doing good with the artists. We got some vendors in the DMs. And they want to close and they want to book. Can you close them? I'm like, hell yeah. Like, that's even better. Nigga, like, I'm way more comfortable with vendors than I am with motherfucking artists. So it's like, bet. We talking and we doing that, boom, boom. Okay, cool. So then the first event comes up. Or it's right, this is the end of COVID. The end of the first COVID, 2021, May, June, right? Like, we outside. And they like, okay, we need to talk to the city. The city's giving us trouble about the date because it's right. I mean, like, it's like if the event is scheduled for, I think, like May 28th, the world is supposed to open back up May 30th. Yeah. So it's like, fuck, like, we can't do this shit on a Monday. And so it's like, well, shoot, this is how we need to do it. I know a little bit. I don't work, rest in peace, my sister. She also used to work a lot with vendors, in these various events. And so I kind of got to watch her present to the special events department for the city and hear the questions they ask. And I done worked with the health department since I was a kid. So I know what type of concerns they got. And I'm like, look, if we do this like this, then they'll fuck with it more. If we just go in there, and then that turned into figuring out organizing the vendors. So I'm fresh off of Excel sheets. So now I'm like, shit, all right, we got this many vendors in these categories. Okay, this vendor needs this kind of space. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a porta potty so many feet away from food. So let's put the food over here, but you got to have a generator in a certain areas. But if we put it here, then it can't connect to all the, I'm doing all this nerd shit in the background. Because I'm like, nobody else here knows that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They know the sauce. You know what I'm saying? They know how to talk to Cash Doll. Nigga, we trying to get Cash Doll on the phone for a Thanksgiving event. Tap in. But they know that part. I know the nerdy shit. I know the checks and balances. I know Excel. Right. And so eventually it just comes out. So now me and Danny are working with the vendors crazy. Okay, cool. Henny and Hamburgers goes over, have a ball. I think you were there. It was the one in that with what's the dog name? Pac-Man. Where Pac-Man was eating the donuts. Where he ate the donut off Shorty and she had the donuts painted on her ass. Yeah, we had a great time.
You guys kill it every time.
Man, it's nuts. Watching them do it is nuts. But then we did that one. And then we did Backwoods that year. That was with YNJ. So now they bring me back on, and now this time I'm the vendor guy. That's what everybody's calling me. He's the vendor guy. Okay, cool. And we do that. And it's even more technical because now the world is open, but COVID is still kind of happening, but this, that, and the third, and there's more vendors, and now they got all these questions, and so he like, can you just take care of that? And I'm like, bet. So long story short, take care of that. And then we're moving into the fall. And I'm still working with CrowdFreak. And it get to a point where I kind of realized, I was like, if you do 1, 2, 3 more events, if you do too many more of these events, and you're just the vendor guy with CrowdFreak, that's all you will ever be. Like if I got 100 vendors calling me the vendor guy, and I'm working under the CrowdFreak umbrella, and shout out to that. You know what I'm saying? If that's what it was gonna be, that could have been it forever. But as a grown-ass man and an aspiring entrepreneur, I realized being around Curtis, Reyes, 50 Bars, Danny, Rick, Regina, she showed up way later, but I'm going to shout out Regina too, just because I don't want you to think I didn't shout you out. What up, though? But being around all these guys and watching them work, it was like, not only will you be under that umbrella forever, they not gonna respect you no more. Like these niggas they not gonna grow you from under. I used to use the metaphor with Danny. I say I thought this was the Teen Titans. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I thought this was where the young niggas is sprouting up, or he was Batman and I'm Robin, or I'm Nightwing maybe. You feel me? But eventually I kind of realized, like, nah, this is the Justice League, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Superman ain't even saying 2 words to Nightwing. Like, nigga, you either Batman or you're, Beast Boy. Yeah. So I was like, bet. So the next event came up, and they was like, we need the vendors, this, that, and the third. And I was like, all right, let me hurry up. I got on Photoshop, and I drafted this logo in like 5-6 minutes. Opened up, took one of my old company Instagram page and just repurposed it, deleted all the pictures or whatever. And shit, my motivation, just so y'all, I don't know, whoever cares, whoever do art or wants to know really how simple this shit is, how really easy this shit is, all I told myself for this logo was 2 things. The thing is called Vendor Qonnect with a Q. So I was like, I want either a V or a Q in there. I tried, but it didn't work out with the V. So I got the Q, and I was like, I'm the vendor guy. So I want it to look like a tent, a 10 by 10 tent that you would have at an event. And then the third thing was like, I just wanted it to look like something you could put on a shirt and it looked stylish. Right. So I seen like Target apparel, you know what I'm saying? You can get like Apple. Apple got some of the most sought after apparel of all time, and it's just an apple and we chilling. So I was like, bet. You know what I'm saying? Make it kind of nuanced, make it look like a tent, and make it something you could put on a shirt.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And then boom, it became Vendor Qonnect.
How many events have you guys run since you birthed the company?
Uncountable.
Yeah.
I could easily I ain't even gotta think about it, and I could say 100. You know what I'm saying? Easily. No,
this is like since 2022?
Since August 2021.
21, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So and that's a deep low ball, because we do weekly events, we do annualized events, we do random events, we do the Shinola Hotel. I've done events for the city. I've done events for the state, nonprofits, done private events. Like, it's just.
How did people start reaching out to you for you to be able to delegate the events?
I reach out to them.
Okay, so you're reaching out to the event spaces and just saying, like, we can run an event here? Yeah.
It's really like, for me, like, I ain't no rich nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not rich. I ain't even got a lot of money. Like, maybe I'm not supposed to say that in public or whatever. Maybe I'm supposed to let niggas think whatever they think. Like, I manage my couple dollars very well, and I just take L's when it's time to take the L's. Like, fuck it. If I got $30 in my account and I'm at the bar and I like her, I'm buying her a drink. We gonna figure this shit out on the way home. Right. You feel me? Like, but you know what I'm saying? So I tried to figure out, how can I. All right. You sleep 8 hours. It's 24 hours in a day. You sleep 8 of them. Yeah. You go to work for 8 of them. Transit and all that, right? Okay, after it's all said and done, you got 6 hours in your day to enjoy your life. Most people spend that on Netflix. Yeah. Right? So I was like, shit, is there a way that I could not hate that first 8 hours? Because if I don't hate the first 8 hours, now I'm enjoying 14 motherfucking hours of my day. Right. And how much would you pay? Why would I work Why would I work 30% of my week, really 50% of my waking life, and hate it just so I can enjoy 10%? Like, it got to be value in enjoying your actual day. So now when I go to work, I enjoy that shit. So instead of having to go plan out, take 4 days off and ask my boss, yo, can I take 4 days off? And then going to Disney World or doing some crazy shit, I enjoy every fucking day of my life.
Yeah.
And everything else is extra. So that said, like, to answer your question is, I just saw venues that I liked. And if I could envision an event that I liked inside that venue, I was like, it's not work. Like, I get paid to have all my favorite DJs come fuck with me that I can afford. And the ones I can't afford, then I go into that, I take this money and I pay $40 fucking to go wherever they at, pay that cover, and go listen to them for an hour. You know what I'm saying? Most people hate they shit, take $150 and go to a concert once. You feel me? So I tried to make it about money. And I try to respect myself when it comes to getting money. But no, I get paid in experience. I get paid in paying my friends. I get paid in watching people go from motherfucker. Like, somebody told me I helped them pay off their house this year. And now they paying off their second house. I do not own a motherfucking house. I'm not a hater though. So that shit dope as fuck to me. And I love creating those stories for other people while I figure it out for myself. Yeah. And then to really answer your question, I use the events, it's portfolio building. Every event that I do is proof that I'm good at doing something.
Right.
You feel me? Or it's the way that I got good at it. You feel me? So it's like, if I don't feel confident charging you $500, $1,000, $10,000 motherfucking dollars to throw this event for you, it's because I either never done it before or I don't have it in my portfolio. You feel me? So I'm going to utilize you to put it in my portfolio. We're going to take great pictures, you know what I'm saying, videos. We're going to try some new shit, or we just going to do whatever you say perfectly well. And then now next time we come back, you already know who the fuck I am. Yeah. Because you saw it firsthand.
Right on. Talk about some of the names that you've had at these events. Have you had any Detroit celebrities that really came and, made it very popular?
Like the events?
Yeah.
For me, it's like the opposite.
I know you got a Saka the Renegade at one of them.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite artists from the city, man.
Oh, well, shit then. Yeah, and we got him after the Pistons. After the Pistons called him back. So, like, shout out to Saka the Renegade.
He's been a legend for a long time, man.
You know, like, I met a lot of these guys with CrowdFreak. You know, and that's why I still fuck with CrowdFreak. That's why I still consider myself a CrowdFreak intern. You know what I'm saying? Like, Curtis has forced me to accept compensation several times when I was just like, no, dog, I'm gonna just do it. And he like, no, nigga, no. Like, he didn't chase down money for me before when I was just doing some shit. So, like, once again, shout out. But some of the names, and for that reason, I don't poach. You feel me? Like, but I don't poach. I either am doing the events with Curtis, and a lot of my stuff that deals with artists goes through CrowdFreak or 50 and them. But, like, we did Sixmas. We did an event called Sixmas this past year in July. We gave away like 100 or so like Christmas gifts to a neighborhood near where I grew up. Wow. And we had Culture, who goes by my name Kalen now. We had my guy Akbar Walks, he performed, and then we had Maury Corey and Two Down perform, Nylon Keys perform. So those were dope. I'm trying to think, like,
man, Akbar, you used to send music reviews, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
You never sent me music to review before?
I done reached out to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was talking to you about the Spider Man. How I was when you had did. I ain't gonna go into it. But check your DM.
I remember, man. I've known your name since 2017.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Akbar.
That's crazy.
Got all this entertainment shit. Akbar for real got me into it.
That's crazy.
Like, the first time I ever went to the mall socially, it was because Akbar invited me.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Legendary.
But all that to say, like, all right, I'm really start for real. R.I.P. Northland. But I really start from the bottom, right? Like, my budgets ain't crazy or haven't been. I mean, shout out to 2024. But Hey, man.
Hey, you gotta be, man. That's the same way with everything, bro. The podcast, I mean, everything, man. Everything I've done, like, it's a long ass process before you see something from it.
In fact, you gotta love it. You gotta do it because you love it, man. If you do it for the money, you ain't gonna do this shit.
Well, you made the best point about it. It's like you're spending 8 hours of your day doing something you hate. Why don't you do 8 hours a day something you love, even if you're not making as much money doing it?
You feel? You would pay to go to a concert. You know, I would pay $300-$400 to go to a concert. So if someone pays me $100 to be at the concert and all I have to do is make sure that the lights stay on, okay. Like, yes, absolutely. That's worth 8 hours of my fucking day.
Yeah.
But the names, okay, so because of that, I'm really an eye for talent. Like I probably have helped, and it's not like it might sound cocky in Detroit, but I'm just literally saying this. I might have helped to establish more names than I've been able to like reap names. Like I went to an event where they hired Manny Fresh this past year. I'm very excited to do something like that. But the names I've been working with is like, I got DJ Kid McFly. He's regularly DJing at my events. You know what I'm saying? DJ Swoo, one of the fucking firest up and coming DJs in Detroit right now, right now. I've got a great relationship working with him. I'm looking forward to the next time we work together. A lot of DJs is basically what I'm getting at. DJ Swoo, DJ Kid McFly, DJ Mo Betta. I just got to work with DJ Why Not, and we was talking about a type of event we want to try out. Sussex Smooth. You know what I'm saying? You for sure know these guys.
Yeah, I know Sussex.
Motherfucking DJ Molly, DJ Treehouse /3am, Charlie Do It. Like, it's people who outgrow me. DJ Uncle Eli, like where I could afford them at first, and then a couple weeks later I couldn't afford them no more. Like, and I'm not being like, oh, you forgot. No. That's what the fuck we doing it for. You know what I'm saying? Get big as fuck, pay your mortgage, raise your kids. But if you go on a world tour though, maybe let me pull up one time. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm on right now.
Type of love.
Yeah, let me get that. Yeah.
Talk about
Free Ball Will, my bad. Free Ball, because you mentioned the soccer and Free Ball. Disc Jockey George, my bad, because they was all at the events. But shout out to Free Ball Will is one of the best artists in the city, and like I can't wait till he just popped the balloon. Pause, maybe, right? I don't know.
I don't think you have to pause that.
Yeah, I don't know. We good? All right, yeah. I don't know, but until like, no.
Are you working on a dating scene thing too?
Huh?
A dating scene? Are you
Dog, how much time we got?
What time is it, Nick?
It's 9:54.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, we can do 15.
All right, bet. Dating in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yes. So I find it. So basically, my thing with dating is I've been bad at it for so long.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
did you say you had a girl down in Houston?
Yeah.
That's all you need.
I've been good at it too.
Oh, okay.
But I've been bad at it a lot longer and a lot more than I've been good at it. You can ask the comments.
Okay.
Like I say right now, if I ever shot a shot at you in your DMs and you see this clip, raise your hand in the comments. Don't say the fucking.
Bro,
don't say that.
I used to send, before I had a girlfriend, I used to send 40 messages every single day to a bunch of different girls.
You a shooter.
Yeah, I was just
Certified
boom,
shooter.
boom, and then every week you get at least 5 solid deals.
But that's strategy though.
Yeah.
That's different. That's like the situation. I learned that shit from Jersey Shore. I'm talking like just bad. Like evidently every approach 80% of the approaches I try are just terrible. And it's fucked up because it's fucking up a lot of blessings for a lot of beautiful women. But this city is so crazy post-pandemic that all these bitches think they city girls. And it's like they think they are the city girls though. They think they JT. It's like, baby girl. No, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, because everybody got rich off that pandemic money, so now they want the pandemic guys.
Yeah, but it's like you if you 22, that means the pandemic it was only 1 or 2 years. Like you should be used to the pre-pandemic when niggas was working at McDonald's. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when you was sucking niggas' dick for French fries? Y'all remember that?
It's a minute ago.
Like y'all gotta chill.
It was the weed guys and then the pandemic guys. Because when weed became like more legalized or whatever the hell, or controlled.
Let's pull up. Oh,
they were sounds, man. They were.
So I took a break. I took a break from really trying to close on dates. I kind of realized, like, like I told you, I was a certified nerd. I call myself a nerd. People are polite, and no one else calls me a nerd except my fellow nerds. But I know who the fuck I am. And eventually I realized, like, I grew up really comfortable with my homies. I got a lot of old friends. I got friends I've been friends with since I was 2-3 years old, for real. Like, to this day, we was just hanging out this weekend type shit.
Yeah.
And so I'm comfortable around a lot of people. As a category, girls was never in that category. Like, I'm one of them Sandlot niggas. And so it was like, okay, yeah, you know, I had to kind of just accept that and realize, like, yo, nigga, like, chill out. Like, and I think in our society, not to make this a society thing, but I don't think we have a place for the opposite sex as friends. Like, if you think about it growing up, all right, if you're a straight guy, it's girls you know, and then the girls you like, they either like you back or you don't. And it's girls you don't like, and y'all are friends. It's nothing, like, if you don't like her, that's easy, but being strictly friends with a girl that you're attracted to is never really taught. I ain't really had no framework for that. So it was just, oh shit, I like you, I'ma shoot. And now, as an adult, I realized, like, damn, how many friendships did I just blow, like, waste? Because I tried to, you know what I'm saying, kiss, fuck, take out, whatever. Like, I'm a shooter. I'm a certified shooter.
Some of them got to be just friends.
Yeah, and so that's what I've been really practicing lately. Is like, even if it's a bitch that my motherfucking hormones in my brain is like, I'd marry this bitch right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If she hugged me back, I'm going to melt through this floor and die.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, nah, dog, keep it cool and just practice being around, you know, that energy. Because one thing I notice is, like, that energy is crazy. The energy you get when you around somebody you attracted to, like, the energy of the chase is crazy.
Yeah.
The moment you either fuck or she call you weird or something and now it's over, it's dead. When you could have just sat in that energy for years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Her presence charge you up. You go Super Saiyan in her presence. You don't gotta marry her, dog. Just keep her around.
Yeah.
Buy her a drink. Fuck it. Oh, you buying these hoes drinks, they ain't fucking. Shut your broke ass up, nigga. Yes, buy her a drink. Like, show her a good time and watch your life just expand crazy.
Yeah, keeping women as friends, for sure. Not always trying to pursue, like, the whole deal. That's probably going to fucking not work out.
Now tell me something. It's not about what I was harassing you about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You know something about me, right? If you was me and you wanted the world to know something about me that they may or may not know or get some info about, like, what's a question that I should not leave here without you asking me?
If somebody wants to know something about you.
Yeah. About TV.
About TV.
About Vendor Connect. Oh, follow me on Instagram at Vendor Connect. That's Vendor, VENDOR, Connect with a Q, QONNECT.
Well, what do you think the most important thing that people need to know about you is?
All right, I think it's important. It's important to me, one, to first of all apologize to all the ladies I shot at in the DMs who just wanted to be friends. I didn't know nothing about that last year, 2 years ago.
Me too.
You feel me? My bad. Like, we can still be friends. If I shot at you and the answer is no, you could still say no and be like, no, let's hang out. So that's what I'm gonna say first of all. Like, ladies, I'm open to that shit. And we just like to have a good time. We ain't out here grabbing pussies like Donald Trump. But everybody else,
What the fuck?
everybody, he said it on TV. You know what I'm saying? I ain't making no allegations. This nigga said that shit. But everybody else, I just want y'all to know that this shit is over.
You're out the game?
No, hell no. Oh, hell, far from it, dog. Like, but what's over is, compared to last year, 2024 is the year where we starting to realize who the fuck we are. We know what y'all know. We know what y'all knew the whole time. We know what fake jewelry look like. We know what fake designer look like. We don't give a fuck if you wearing Gucci, but you smoking mid. We don't care. We not falling for none of that shit. 2024. And y'all gonna see a different side of niggas this year because we done really put the work in. We done really, really, really put the work in, and now we know who we are. And so we ain't trying to hear shit from none of y'all niggas. Respectfully. To everybody we work with, to everybody out here hustling, grinding, learning they craft, investing, doing real shit, not faking it for the gram, not hoeing niggas and then doing the shit that you hoeing niggas about. Everybody who ain't on that bullshit, everybody who like Kid L, who really taking it day by day and working this shit, it's gonna be a great year for us. It's gonna be a fantastic fucking year for us, cause that's Kobe energy.
Facts.
You feel me?
24, Mamba. Talk about the fuck Druski thing, cause like why?
Yeah. All right. Fuck Druski. You ain't seen the video?
What'd he say to you?
He ain't say shit to me. That nigga don't know me. First of all, he came to Detroit with that could have been record shit.
Oh yeah.
And it was ass. And you're ass. And you sold out the Fox Theater on your name alone. And everybody who went there knows that show was ass. And they're not going back, Drew. They're not going back because you're ass. He impersonated my fraternity, man. He impersonated my fraternity for a joke. And it's like, niggas gotta chill on that shit. Here you go. Niggas gotta chill on that shit, man. Cause it's not funny. And you don't understand. It ain't just about who went through what to do what. Huh? Nigga, that's him barking, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's not funny, not just because who did what to gain the rights to do what. No, this shit is a signal. The shit we do is a signal to Black America that we're here. We're here to help. We've been properly trained. Every motherfucker in the Q Sci-Fi, every single one in the Q Sci-Fi, okay, is college educated, been in college at least 2-3 years, graduated, all right? Father of the year. I done met some of the best parents, teachers, superintendents, political activists, volunteers, niggas who don't take credit for shit, surgeons, nigga. So by just thinking that this shit and muddying it down to just like, and talking about, trying to talk to young girls, like shit like that, like, nigga, that's foul as fuck. And to say that you respect niggas in that org and that's why you doing it, that's the opposite of respect. And now it's over. It's Cat Williams, nigga. You not funny. You not sweet. You a bitch ass nigga. It's coming to you. I guarantee you. I don't know where it's coming from. It's coming to you. You feel me? And no amount of Mountain Dew commercials gonna save that shit. It's over. That's why Cat Williams didn't shout you out when he said the young niggas. That's why when he said all the young niggas and you got 10 million followers, you got 10 million fucking followers and you ain't even get a mention, nigga, because you not fucking funny. You a bitch ass, weird ass nigga, and white people are using you for that shit. So fuck you. Stay the fuck off my shit. God bless.
Damn, Druski.
Oh, we.
I honestly don't even really know who he is.
Yeah.
Like, I hear his name a lot, but I don't really know, like, he has, like, that could have been records thing.
Yeah. That's the fucked up thing, man. He came to the Fox Theater in Detroit with the could have been records thing. Niggas didn't know if it was going to be a stand-up thing, if he was going to try some stand-up. Niggas didn't know if it was going to be, like, a weird talent show. This nigga had G-Mac Cash in that bitch. Like, it's basically like 40-second. He just get off on hoeing niggas. So he just like, oh, come on, that was ass, da-da-da. Like, and you can do that to regular niggas. How the fuck you do that to G-Mac Cash?
He went off on G-Mac?
This nigga cut off G-Mac Cash in the middle of a performance. How you doing a comedy show and nobody laughing, nobody fucking with you, and then you cut off one of the hottest, greatest Detroit niggas in the music game for a joke?
No cap. Well said, man.
But anyway, enough about that. My bad.
No, it's good. I mean, you're standing up for Detroit artists.
You know?
I mean, if he disrespected G-Mac Cash, that's not right. G-Mac Cash is a legend out here.
On his birthday. It was the day before his birthday.
Damn.
You feel me? Fuck is you on, bro?
Man.
That was wild. So yeah, man. But no, we just out here. But shout out to him as a successful nigga. Shout out to him and the Sexy Reds, you know what I'm saying, of the world, who doing just wild shit with terrible consequences. But they securing their bag, though. They got chosen. If it wasn't them, it'd be somebody else. and they making their money, and I hope they do some good with their money, and I hope they put their people on with their money.
Yeah.
Shout out to Eastside Egg Roll for that saying.
Yeah, it is kind of trippy though, because when you see like Cardi B and like Megan Thee Stallion and all the ones that are already successful still doing that shit that Sexy Red is doing now, that's the confusing part. Because it's like, bro, you guys already made it. Why are you doing all this stuff that's destroying the future generations' mindset? You already got the pay. You're already millionaires.
I'm like a proponent for women's sexual liberation. Like, so I'm not really mad at like the city girls for saying what they'll do for some money. You know, if that's what you want to do with your body, cool. I just think like Cardi B, like she was a dancer. It's okay. Meg, she was using, because they be using niggas. That's like the difference to me. Like they talk about using niggas to get what they want. They talk about how stupid you niggas are because you gonna pay me 20, 30,000 to smell my feet. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that. That's women's empowerment to me. Shout out to that. But you got 10-year-olds. I ain't know whatever. I'm a hoe. Like you kind of gotta know your audience, man. But
see like these videos of these babies or like kids dancing to that shit and like twerking to it.
you know what I'm saying?
That shit's crazy.
That's too far. That's a little too far. But no, shout out to the real city girls. Shout out to the girls that's really out here pimping these niggas. Shout out to the girls that really got niggas paying their rent. That really got niggas paying their bills because they look good and they want to smell that little pussy. Like, I'm all for it, boo. I'm 100% for that.
If you could change one thing about Detroit, what would you change?
Oof. The size is too big.
Size?
Yeah, the city is too big.
What do you mean?
It takes the city budget is. What do you think the city budget is right now? Like how
Every
much
year?
Yeah, how much you think the government uses on Detroit?
20 million.
20 million, right? Like, okay, now what makes you? Is that a lot or a little?
I have no clue.
No, you just in your feeling. Like when you
say
said that number, were you like shit? That's like 20 million, or you saying like shit?
I'm
20
saying like I
million?
look at it and probably like 20 million sounds about right.
Okay. What about you, Nick? What you think? Is that a lot or a little? 20 million? Not shit, right? The city's budget is $2.5 billion.
Oh damn.
Yeah. The city's budget is $2.5 billion.
I was only at 1.2.
But no. but the city is so big. So
Okay.
and it's wide. You feel me? So it's like that money, you only feel 20 million. That's why you could think that. And the real number is $2.4 billion. So I just think it's too big. And so they talk a lot about empowering downtown. And but once you leave downtown, you don't feel the ripple. You feel me? Because the city is too big. And so I just feel like if we consolidated this shit, and people got issues with that because now you're talking about vacating people's homes. I'm like, no, put motherfuckers in homes and bring them in. Or if they want to stay there, give them their own property, their own city. Make that a different city. Like make Detroit this, make this, because this shit just too big. It's just the money is split too many ways. There's too many hands in the pot. There's too many eyes on it. You know what I'm saying? It is. So if I could change one thing about the city, I would consolidate it, but in a way that residents win.
So Detroit has $2 billion in budget every year.
2.4. That's 400 million. So
What
your
is the-
20 million is 20 times that times 6.
What do they spend it on?
Where I've seen the budget, and actually they're about to let's see, it's about to be February pretty soon. No, it's January right now. In March, they vote on the budget. The mayor gets the budget approved by city council every March. They spend a whole lot of February. They spend a whole lot of February discussing it, and they literally outline it. So they spend so much on personnel. They spend a lot of it on the water, and they spend a lot of it on roads. A hell of a lot of it on roads. They spend a lot of it on schools. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I believe still in the city's budget. It's cut a lot of different ways, but it's a whole lot of money out there. But I mean, when you take $2.5 billion and $500 million goes to downtown, you know what I'm saying, instead of DDOT, when you spend $116 million to build the Q line, and then you spend another $50 million to make the Q line free for a year, instead of getting a new bus system or you know what I'm saying? They did add 130 drivers last year. I'm trying to be fair here. I'm trying. But it was crazy numbers. Like 116 million, that's 100,000 times 10 times 100. That's 100,000 times 100. I mean, times 1,000. If I paid you $100,000 to be a D-Dot bus driver, would you do it?
Hell yeah.
Hell fucking yeah. So that means I could have hired 1,000 bus drivers at $100,000 a year. That means I could have hired 2,000 at 50,000. You feel me? 25 a motherfucking hour. You driving a bus part-time? You feel me? So it's just like we spend our money on this shit that's cute and to attract this attention, this national attention, but it don't touch the quality of life of the everyday nigga in a way that we could transform this whole city.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So the money's not being spent properly in your opinion?
It's not being spent the way I would. Like, they got a different scheme going.
What would you put your money into?
I would dead ass put my money into buses. The first thing I would spend money on in Detroit is buses and parking. I just think that we have if we had faster on-time buses and you could quickly, confidently, safely get from the deep east side to the deep west side, like fuck going to Somerset, fuck all that tri-county shit. I don't even care about that. If you could confidently get from one far ass side of the city to any other part, you gonna get a job over there. You gonna spend money over there. We gonna, like, imagine if you was bar hopping one night and you was like, all right, bet we about to go to Greektown. All right, bet now we about to go. It's this crazy ass after hours on like Finkel or some shit. We gonna go to the west side. Then all right, fuck it, we gonna go to the east side because I heard it's slapping over there on. Like, you would go if you could. But the reason you don't go, besides the fact that you don't live in the city, but the reason that you don't go is because when you go to a D-Dot bus, it's not warm because they ain't got no warmers. You don't know if it's going to come on time. You don't know if it's going to be safe. If it was warm, if it was comfortable, safe, and reliable, you would go. So that's where I would spend the first part of my money if I was doing anything for the city. I would make it where y'all niggas could go visit your east side cousins more often.
That's pretty brilliant, man.
Thank you.
Why don't you like run for like some type of thing?
No, thank you. Like, if they ever look, just call your congressperson and tell them let Taki be in charge of the bus budget. Like, my shit got to be real specific. They deal with a lot of shit that I do not want to deal with.
What do you think of Kwame Kirlpatrick?
At the time?
Yeah.
Or now? At the time or now?
The overall scheme of his whole existence.
At the time, he was a superhero. Kwame Kirlpatrick was a superhero. You know what I'm saying? He was young, black, genius. Kwame Kirlpatrick cut the DPS, what you call it? Deficit. It was $300 million when he got in office. It was $125 million after his first term. And if it wasn't after his first term, you fucking fact checkers, it was after his second term. But the point is, he cut the fact that you ain't had no new school books in 10 years and you was under 300 million, he cut it down in half in either 4 or 6 years. And that's what he was about. And he gave a lot of young black men hope that they could run for office. And then he fucked it up. And then he fucking blew it. Where now they probably won't vote for no young black men for another 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 election cycles. And he gonna have to live with that, and I'm sure he is. And he's a real down-to-earth guy. You know what I'm saying? I've only seen him so much, but he's a real humble-sounding dude, and he's a family man. And I hope, you know what I'm saying, that God looking out for him. But just know, you had the bag and you fucking blew it.
Damn.
You had the bag and you did, but you broke my heart. You broke my heart, Fredo. You know what I'm saying? But no, I ain't gonna discredit the fact that he was like our first look at like what it looked like to have a Coleman Young type mayor in my lifetime.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Very, very interesting. I think he's supposed to be coming on the podcast soon. I'm sure he's going to like hearing all the nice things you said about him.
Yeah, please play him the clip, dog. You can say whatever you got to say about me. It's okay,
Nah,
dog.
I'm sure
It's a safe space.
You called him a superhero. That's all that matters at the end of the day, man. The Detroit music scene, are you appreciating the direction it's going in?
Yes, and thank you. Thank you.
Who?
You.
For what?
For having Skilla Baby on here.
Oh, yeah, it's my friend.
Like, it was some real key moments, I think. Like, after that stuff happened to him, he made some of the best music of the last 12 months, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to dog. Like, I was actually gonna ask you to play Tay B Style for me while I was here, because I know what I want. I'm the first Detroit nigga to be. I know what I want it to be. So tee that shit up. Tay B Style. You ain't got to do it right now, but just have it at the ready.
Wait, what are you the first Detroit person to do?
We about to get there.
Okay.
We gonna get there, but no, Detroit music, like, it's the only reason it's not a lot of money in Detroit for the arts. And we confuse that and think that we ain't got the talent or we ain't got the support. No, these other cities pouring hella money. They entertainment cities. Miami tourism is crazy. Atlanta got entertainment money. That's $1 billion Tyler Perry Studios. That's Coca-Cola will pay you to make jingles, niggas. So there's a lot of money. Houston got its own economy. They still pumping oil out of Houston. Like the way we talk about Arab money, excuse my language, but that's a song, excuse me. But the thing we talk about, that Middle Eastern oil money, they got that in Houston, Texas. Detroit, our economy used to be booming crazy because the auto industry was crazy. And when that went away, we never brought it back, and the arts suffered. But think about it. You know, I heard T Grizzly when I was out in LA. Like, not recently. I'm talking about his first single, First Day Out. I was in LA not too long after it came out. They was playing it on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Rocky Bad got fans all up and through this bitch. Crazy. Like, it's real. Like, she got real fandom. You know what I'm saying? Skilla Baby's crazy. Sada Babies. Nigga, Sada Baby song was played on Atlanta. On season 3 of Atlanta, and it was so clean. It was not clean like the music, but it was such a clean move. He didn't post it on Instagram like, yo, they about to play my song on Atlanta, hit me up. It was so smooth. I thought it was regional. Like, I thought that my, you know what I'm saying? I thought my FX shit, because I'm in Detroit, is playing Sada Baby. And I'm like, no, if I go to Atlanta, they going to be playing the Migos. And no, dog. So, you know, and then, of course, you got me. You know what I'm saying? You got me. I like music. It was, you got international. The Detroit music scene, we just need to stop waiting for other people to like our shit. We got to start telling niggas what to like. The same way radio. I went to New York. If you go to New York right now, all the bodegas, all the barbershops, everywhere is going to be playing shit you never heard, because it's a New York nigga. It's a local nigga that you can run into somewhere because they supporting their own shit. If you go to Houston, you going to find out that Paul fucking Wall and Slim Thug is still releasing albums. Mike Jones is still releasing motherfucking albums. Why? Because they support their own shit. They not waiting for niggas to tell them they shit sweet. So all we need to do is say these are people. Drake shouldn't be, shout out to Drake. Drake shouldn't always be the nigga getting requested on JLB. It should be some band gang niggas, some East Side niggas, some West Side niggas, one of these singers coming up out of one of these churches. We all got Distro Freak. We got CrowdFreak distribution. We got, what's that shit called? TuneCore. Like, we should be picking out of our own pot first. Why are we giving all of our money to these niggas that iHeartRadio is telling us to fuck with? We need to be telling iHeartRadio who to fuck with. You know, and if we did that overnight, but it start with us just doing it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Very well said, bro.
But I love Detroit music. I love the attitude. It's motivational. You know what I'm saying? I wish we could stop talking about fucking Coney, but shout out to Coney. I ain't mad at Coney. I'm just saying we got other shit. Let's talk about some other shit.
Yeah, there's a lot. The music videos are all the same. It's strip clubs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
AK-47s.
Yeah. No bitches.
People smoking weed.
No bitches.
What do you think about strip clubs, man? You think they're good for the city? What? I don't know. I just found it weird that you just pull up to a spot and like get to bang or to do whatever you want to do inside of a strip club.
I love strip clubs.
You like strip clubs?
I love strip clubs.
But don't you think that like they kind of make like this addictive type of trait that's like very, very overwhelming and like its own?
You got to learn how to be at a strip club without, you know, like strip clubs. Well, actually, it happened because one of the events that I did a happy hour at a strip club for 2 months. So for 2 months straight, every Tuesday, me and Team Eastside Tay, shout out to Team Eastside Tay, motherfucking is hosting at this the Wild Mustang. And they basically gave us reign to do whatever we want. And financially it was terrible. Like I spent thousands of dollars that I had to do that. That's what it was for. But I didn't make no money off that shit, but I got to spend time around the whole environment, and it was good because I got to see, like, it took a lot of the wool over my eyes. Like, a lot of these ladies, they will fucking suck you dry without touching you. They will take as many dollars as you're willing to throw, and as soon as you're done, it's done. Like, you really got to have self-control to enjoy a strip club.
Man.
You got to. You can't, if you there for a bad bitch to tell you how dope you are and how amazing you are, you're not going to, it's going to be short-lived because they going to get it up out you.
I know it.
Yeah.
I have experience. Tell me one last thing, man. What were you the first person to do?
You going to play this song?
We can't play.
You can't because of the shit.
Because copyrights it, yeah.
That's real. All right, that's cool. This is what the first thing I'm about to do then. I'm gonna be. You ever had some like black frat niggas on here?
Frat?
Yeah, the Qs, the Sigmas, the Alphas, Iotas.
No college people except for the last person that was in here.
All right, bet.
Barely.
All right, bet. I'm gonna be the first. I'm gonna be the first MPHC nigga to set this shit out on the Kid L podcast. What the fuck I'm about to do?
But the camera has to.
Q say 5 Q say 5 Q say hey Q say 5 Q say 5 Q say hey some people live for what they live for, a Cadillac and diamond rings. I say some people live what they live for, a hot ride, and shiny things. I say all that I live for is Omega Sci-Fi. I want to be an Omega till the day that I die.
That was fire, man.
Right.
We need more of that shit in life. I fuck with it. Man. That was fucking sweet. We got a fucking first event showcase here. That was crazy as fuck.
Crazy.
I appreciate you, man. That was fucking sweet.
Hey, right back at you, dog.
Listen, man. This was a very exciting and intellectual conversation. Tell people what future projects they can look for and how they can reach out to you.
The future projects. I'm winded. I'm out of shape. Oops. The future project. What we working on, Heck? Last year, we piloted 3 major events, right? Oh, my bad. Last year, we piloted 3 major events that I'm real proud of and real excited to do again. One of them was called Sixmas. It was Christmas in July, which is a community event. The 6 Mile Spooktacular. I'm working with an organization called Live 6, and we're just doing a whole lot of community events, a lot of community activations. That's what I was saying. If you can help me. It actually came up in a meeting. We want to do a huge Thanksgiving event. We got events coming up for the draft. The NFL draft is going to be in town. And then me personally, I do pop-ups. Okay, there we go. Anyone who owns a company and wants promo for their company, we design, Vendor Qonnect has evolved to where now we design events around whatever your business is. And we're getting really, really good at it. We're real creative and we like to try new ideas. So if you want to have a podcast festival, I want to help you do that. We always looking for caterers, food trucks, shit. I can't say some of the other things. Like anybody who does pop-ups at events, please tap in because, like I said, we have created some really, really great opportunities, connected people to parts of the city that they might not have been connected to, help them elevate, help people get their licenses, help people go from tabletops to food trucks to brick and mortar restaurants, like dead ass. One of my vendors, they did one event and they went from making like $2,000 at event to making $22,000 in one day.
God damn.
Yeah, it's real numbers, man. It's real numbers, and I would do that for as many people as possible, as often as possible. I'm not gonna get rich until I make some other people rich. So I want to make you rich.
Legendary statement. Listen, man, it's been awesome having you on. Like I said, man, very insightful conversation. Very, very. I like your opinions on things, man, especially when we were talking about Detroit and some things you would do to help rebuild. Hopefully, you come back on again, man. Thanks for bringing on the painting, man. This thing is fucking sweet to look at.
You want it?
Can I keep this?
You hang it here?
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That ass.
Appreciate that.
Oh wait, I did bring you a gift. That ass.
Word.
Yeah.
30% off my first purchase at CVS Pharmacy.
Yo, full purchase.
Appreciate this, man.
Yeah, I get some good ones and never use them. I had that in my pocket. I spent $70 at CVS. So
I buy condoms from CVS.
You feel me? It's good till like Thursday.
Oh yeah, I need them today.
I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you being a part of this, man. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, High Low Visuals, shooting these productions. We're out. Peace. Fire, man.
No, I.
Super hot fire. Incredible.
Super hot.